Do not date an actor. Hey everyone, I'm Matthew Cornwell with Get Taped here in Atlanta, Georgia, one of Atlanta's original audition taping services, which I co-own with my amazingly talented, beautiful wife and best friend, Brooke. What? Oh, you like my microphone? And now on to our topic. Do not date an actor. So this title is based on actual advice I got 20 plus years ago from a fellow actor who, yes, warned me not to ever date an actress. And I married one. Now, even though that actor was serious in warning me about this, I mean, there's no truth to it, right? Honey? Well, let's unpack it a little. And I'll do it from two perspectives. One is when a non-actor is dating or married to an actor, and then I'll touch on actor couples. So if you're a muggle, I mean normal person, regular person, not a non-actor, who happens to find yourself dating or married to an actor, then you need to prepare yourself if it isn't already too late. At first, the lifestyle of an actor can be so attractive, so bohemian, so sexy. In those early days, you find all that nuance and unpredictability exciting. But flash forward a few months or a few years, and suddenly that same quality feels like a lack of consistency, and it's starting to bother you. So when you get serious and you start sharing vacations together, holidays, when they are your default +1 to any important event, you'll need to have cultivated an understanding that sometimes they won't be able to be there for that event. And even if you can come to terms with the erratic schedule of an actor, you will also then have to come to terms with the financial instability of an actor. And as you may know, money is one of the top issues, if not the top issue, that can cause a wedge between two people in a relationship. I get it. On paper, especially if your real job deals with numbers, quarterly reports, EBITDA, etc., then the career of an actor makes no sense whatsoever. The ROI, that's return on investment for my actor friends watching, is laughable, especially in the first 5 to 10 years of your career. You're spending thousands of dollars on classes and headshots, and you're only getting a little bit of money back from that non-union industrial that is 6 months overdue in paying you, and your partner, who is not an actor, does not get it. But what you as a muggle may have a harder time grasping is that we actors actually love it. We feel called to do it. And can you honestly say you feel called to do your corporate job? Do you love showing up to work every day? Does it fulfill you? If so, great, then you can actually empathize with what we go through as actors. The difference is you get to do that thing every single day. And we're lucky, especially in the early parts of our careers, to get to do that thing a couple days a year. So why do we keep on doing it? Well, I go back to the point I just made. We feel called to do it. We can't see ourselves doing anything else. It is our life's work. It is our vocation. It is our love. So if you're living together, an actor and a non-actor, then please, as the muggle, understand there will be months where your actor partner can not only cover the rent and the bills and maybe even take you out for dinner. There will be other months, or yes, even years, where they're sort of looking to you for a little bit of help. I promise I'll be able to pay you back someday. I can't tell you how many of those early years for me as an actor, I was technically below the poverty line, doing multiple jobs and odd things just to piece together enough income to pay rent, the bills, and have a little bit left over. So if you're a non-actor who is willingly in this relationship with an actor, then you got to understand this is what you signed up for. If you check the tape, they did not misrepresent their income level to you. And they certainly did not make any promises to make your family's Arbor Day celebration every year. So please, if you're a non-actor, get curious with your actor partners. Ask questions. Because the more you make an attempt to walk in our shoes, the more understanding you'll have when times get tough. Actor couples. Now, after giving those warnings to those muggles, it might stand to reason that actor couples have it easier. Am I right? Well, yes and no. It certainly is an advantage when both actors in the relationship understand each other's lifestyles, the ups and downs, the vicissitudes of this industry. Neither actor will judge the other when they can't pay for their half of the rent this month because that foot modeling check hasn't shown up yet. But by that same logic, actor couples can be doubly stressed by financial woes if they both happen to be caught in a dry spell, for instance. Or if one or both of you just aren't good with money. Which, if that is the case, my buddy Alex Collins just released a course for actors on getting your finances in order. Check it out in the show notes below. Because, spoiler alert, even as an actor, you do not have to be the proverbial starving artist. You do not have to live paycheck to paycheck. You can actually have savings and a retirement account. It is possible. Now, the other major stressor, if financial insecurity wasn't enough, is that you'll be susceptible to compare yourself to your partner's career. Look, even if you're dating your doppelganger, which I'm sure Freud would have something to say about, they are not you. You are not them. You don't have the same career. You don't have the same humanity. You are different in so many ways. So stop comparing yourself. You have to develop a healthy mindset that allows you to celebrate your partner's wins, even when, yes, you are in a drought. On the flip side, when you're on a roll, you should be sensitive to the fact that your partner may not be. But that opens up a whole Pandora's box that is beyond the scope of this video and probably should involve someone in the psychology or psychiatry field. And this brings me actually to the final topic of this video. Brooke! That is how Brooke and I have maintained a healthy, loving, and mutually respectful marriage for 14 years. And for a giggle, I invite you to watch a sketch that we shot during the first month of lockdown in 2020. But in reality, the secret is we communicate a lot. We've received some great advice over the years from different sources like our premarital counselor, the pastor who married us, and others. And I would say one of the top pieces of advice that has really stuck with us is when you have to have an important conversation, maybe a stressful conversation, maybe a delicate conversation, go for a walk. It's that simple. It's proven to work. I don't have the scientific studies to back it up or link in the show notes below, but just trust me on this. Or if you don't trust me, trust the hand, which I got on Amazon, and you can find that link in the show notes below. One of the reasons it works is that it's easier to have those tough conversations when you're not sitting across from each other. Facing each other can feel more confrontational, whereas going for a walk feels a little safer. And trust me, you will open up more and you will get further in those discussions if you simply go for a walk. It's also good for your cardiovascular health, among other things. One of the other top pieces of advice we got was from the pastor who married us, and he said to sing your arguments. Sounds ridiculous, but that's kind of the point. Because oftentimes when you're about to get into an argument, the emotions you feel have been temporarily exaggerated by some stimulus that probably has nothing to do with the ultimate issue that is underlying this tension. And so if you can do something like singing your argument, I wish you had taken out the trash because the trash man already came. It sort of diffuses the emotion. It's hard to stay as frustrated and angry after singing something ridiculous like that than if you had just launched straight into that gripe or that frustration. So sing your arguments or find some other way of diffusing that initial emotion that might be exaggerated, and cooler heads will prevail, helping you to communicate better. And I'll give you one last little piece of advice if you're in, quite honestly, any relationship. And we picked this one up from our friend Joe Town at the Performer's Mindset. And it's a gratitude practice. And Brooke and I do this every night before we go to bed. And it's simply to look at each other and say 3 things that we're thankful for from that day. A lot of days, it's pretty easy to come up with 3 simple little things to have gratitude for. Some days it's much harder, but by forcing your mind into a state of positivity, especially right before bed, it does add up over time. It does change things. It does keep you in this sort of healthy abundance mindset instead of this lack mindset or a mindset of fear, which I've covered in previous videos and I will cover in future videos. And if you aren't in a relationship right now, never fear. You can journal these 3 things or just say them out loud to your pet or no one in particular. And the last thing I'll say about having this healthy marriage for 14 years is we like each other. We actually really like each other. We are each other's best friends. There's no one else I want to spend my time with than Brooke. In fact, when I'm shooting these videos every week, there's this element of me that knows that I could be upstairs with her, relaxing on the couch, watching football or streaming or something, instead of ignoring her for the couple hours that it takes for me to shoot and edit and put together our issue of the Scuttlebutt each week. I miss her. We even like working with each other. Seriously, every day we are happy to spend as much time as we can with each other. And I don't say that to brag, but simply to say it is possible. Relationships, marriage doesn't have to be hard. So many people think it does and almost seek that out. When if you find someone who truly is right for you, who truly does light up your life and complete you, to borrow a quote from Jerry Maguire, then it actually makes life easier, not harder. So even though I did hit the jackpot with Brooke, I found my buttercup. If you're a Princess Bride aficionado, you too can have a healthy relationship with another actor. Sounds like I'm giving an infomercial. Like a good actor, though, you have to be an amazing listener. Pay attention to them. Make it about them. Seriously, don't ask questions like, how does this benefit me? Or what am I getting out of this? Maybe instead ask, what can I give today? Or how does that person that I love so much need me differently right now? And yes, that takes sacrifice and compromise. Makes a good scene partner and a good relationship partner. Oh, and of course, remember to sing your arguments. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on set.